This speculative narrative explores a hypothetical future where humanity adopts a nomadic lifestyle, examining its impact on society and the planet.
The dawning of the nomadic age. In the not-so-distant future, a seismic shift occurred in the fabric of human society. The advent of advanced technology had finally reached a tipping point, enabling a lifestyle that our ancestors could only dream of, a return to the nomadic ways of old, but with a modern twist. This was the dawning of the nomadic age. As the sun rose on this new era, the concept of being tethered to a single location for work, education, or even leisure became antiquated. The proliferation of high-speed, global internet connectivity, portable renewable energy sources, and a myriad of digital tools had unshackled humanity from the constraints of place. National identities, once rooted in fixed geographies, began to blur as people embraced a borderless existence. Passports and visas were replaced by digital identities, secured by blockchain and recognized universally. The notion of home transitioned from a physical dwelling to wherever one's feet, or more accurately one's vehicle of choice, rested. Real estate, once a cornerstone of personal investment and a symbol of stability, faced an existential crisis. The demand for permanent residences plummeted, giving way to a new market for flexible, short-term living spaces. Modular homes, easily assembled and just as quickly disassembled, dotted the landscapes, and the few static structures that remained were repurposed as communal hubs for the occasional gatherings of nomadic tribes. Environmental conservation efforts were revolutionized as the nomadic populations, ever conscious of their footprint, championed the use of eco-friendly transport and sustainable living practices. The earth began to heal from centuries of industrial abuse, with vast tracts of land re-wielded to their natural state, now that humanity's presence was transient and less invasive. Social structures, too, evolved in unexpected ways. Traditional family units, once defined by proximity and bloodlines, expanded to include a global network of connections. Education was no longer confined to the four walls of a classroom, as children learned from the world around them, their curriculum delivered through virtual reality experiences that transcended any textbook. The nomadic age was not without its challenges, but it promised a future where freedom and adaptability were the currencies of success. As the world's population roamed, the earth became not just a place to live, but a place to experience, to cherish, and to protect. This was the beginning of a new chapter in human history, one written by the travelers of the open road. In the tapestry of this new earth, woven with the threads of constant motion and change, there emerged a phenomenon as grand as it was unprecedented, the rise of the nomadic megacities. These colossal caravans of humanity, vast ecosystems of steel and circuitry, rolled across the continents like great herds of old, following the rhythms of the seasons and the whispers of the wind. Each megacity was a marvel of engineering and communal spirit, a self-sustaining leviathan that housed thousands, all sharing the common goal of harmonious existence with the land beneath their ever-turning wheels. They optimized living conditions by harnessing the power of the sun, the wind, and the very motion that propelled them forward. Water was recycled with meticulous care, food was grown in vertical farms that scaled the city's moving walls, and resources were shared with a generosity that was the hallmark of this new age. Yet, not all of humanity was swept up in this tide of perpetual journeying. There were the last settlers, those who clung to the remnants of a bygone era, their feet planted firmly in the soil of their ancestors. They watched with wary eyes as the nomadic megacities approached, seeing in them not the future, but a threat to the past. The last settlers fortified their towns, their homes, their very way of life, against the encroaching wheels of change. Tensions simmered as the nomads, with their ever-shifting perspectives, struggled to comprehend the settlers' desire for permanence in a world that had embraced flux. And the settlers, in turn, saw the nomads as harbingers of a rootless and moored existence that threatened to wash away the traditions and histories they held dear. Yet, in this dance of dynamic and static, a curious alchemy took place. Ideas were exchanged at the crossroads of old and new. Wisdom from the last settlers infused into the bloodstream of the nomadic tribes, and innovations from the roving megacities planted like seeds in the minds of those who watch them pass. Imagine, if you will, a world where the lessons of the past are not lost, but are carried forward on the winds of progress. Can we find a harmony between the love of place and the call of the horizon? What new traditions might be born from the union of the steadfast earth and the ever-moving sky? As the story of this new earth unfolds, we are left to ponder the possibilities. What does it mean to belong to a community that is bound not by location, but by shared purpose and vision? How do we preserve the essence of our cultures when our homes are ever-changing landscapes? The new Earth Tapestry is a living, breathing work of art, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit. It is a world where every sunrise brings a new horizon, and every sunset is a promise of another day of exploration and discovery. So, let us take a moment to marvel at the grandeur of this nomadic symphony, the ebb and flow of civilizations on wheels, and the quiet strength of the last settlers. For in this intricate dance of movement and stillness, we find the true essence of what it means to be alive in this vast, beautiful world.